Sanatana tool split testing lab. It's called Maha split test. Okay. So let me just show you what basically what the lab is. Like typically, like when if you become a member, you will see this menu and you can come and access the lab. It's not just one lab, it's multiple labs. you know so when you come here, you will see a way to switch labs, so you can switch to money multiple labs, other labs that are available, former and other people's labs. And you can, let's say, um, you can do the renaming, you can create new labs, you can make it public or private, you can create your own Ishtadaiva, AI labs, other tools available, and other things, and the favorites, courses, experiments, products, people, cycles. I'll talk about all of this in a second, but before that, let me show you, like, when a person comes to the site and he reads our experiment page, our experiment overview, what he will see. So when he comes here, he will see the first introduction of what we are trying to do here, right? And how are we designing our um, tests as per the scientific principles, right? So we take any Sanatana Dharma tool. Here I have about 33 different examples. Like, say, for instance, let's take daily meditation, or let's see pranayama, which is what I do. So basically, a control condition would be no active breath regulation, sluggish energy flow, and irregular digestion. Basically, until now, you have not practiced your breath actively. Your energy is, your breath is sluggish. It's irregular. Now let's do daily 5 rounds of Kapalabhati with progressive increase under the guidance, of a guru. When you do that, what is the hypothesis? What is the prediction? So if you do that, at least 20% increase in reported energy levels and measurable improvements in lung capacity within 3 months, right? So that if we achieve that, that means you have proved the hypothesis, and you have done a great seva to Sanatana Dharma, because you proved one tool to be valid in Sanatana Dharma. Now, if we take Artha, which is which is more measurable item, where it says that, living a life without consciously applying Artha principles in financial decisions, relying only on chance, inconsistent saving, and no structured wealth practices. Now, that is the control condition, right? Which is what you have lived it until now. Now, let's change it, and practice Artha principles, which is the normal condition, which is living life for 1 year with deliberate practice of Artha, budgeting, dharmic learning, disciplined savings, and ethical investments. If you practice these things, and if Artha is truly a functional tool, according to the bold hypothesis we have here, you know, practitioners should achieve at least 30% more wealth or assets within a year compared to the previous years, with the other lifestyle. So that is what it is, right? So you can check out all the other places, there are a lot of other ones you can just check for examples, just to understand what's the idea is. Now, this split test scientific method that which we took from the scientific community, and applying it to Sanatana Dharma tools, is actually a very widely practiced technique, but it is because it's used in different industries, it's used by different names. For instance, if you look at business and marketing, this is a very popular one, AB marketing. If you go, I have provided you the wiki link, so you can just jump there and see. It's same thing. AB, you have two different conditions and you split test them. That's the idea. So, and then, 1 second. So similarly, like, you can check, like, for instance, in a science and medicine, it's called control versus experiment. In the case of spills, the many art and media test screening, screening of movie stars with various different clothes, different dialogue patterns, and all that stuff, right? That's also test screening, is also split testing. So those are all part of split testing. So you can check those things yourself, right? I'm not going to go into it now. If anybody's interested, I mean, this page is publicly available. You don't have to have a login. If when they come here, they can just click on this, and they will see the form for attending, and they can read the whole principle, what we have written, what is the goal, what is the seva we're requesting, and they can put their names here and submit, right? And that's the idea there, right? So, okay, so now let's get back to the lab. So, well, we're back to the lab. See, if you want to rename a lab, see, if I want to rename this lab as something like Vishwa, maybe I want to name it as Vishwa, I don't know why, but some reason, I can just, save it, and So, you can rename the lab to anything you want, and you can take from private to make it public, or invitation only. Only to the people who you invite can join your lab. If you're doing something like some tantric stuff, you don't want anybody else to join, you can just invite some people, or you can keep it private to yourself. Right now we can make it like just for the hell of it, so it'll be found by others. And then you could create your own focus lab. Like suppose you want to create. So before we do that, let me show you the Switch lab, right? So if you look at the Switch lab, see there are some official labs that are already available. Like I have created Art of Living lab, Shambhavi lab, Santamat lab, Ayurvedic lab, Fasting lab, Guru Energy Lab, Satsang Lab, Dharana Labs, and your labs will be showing up here, right? Like that. So Hatha Yoga Lab, So like that, if you create your own lab, for instance, you can create, my whatever, my Maha, my Mahamudra, Maha Mudra Lab. Maybe I want to call it my Mahamudra Lab. Just say it like that. You can put walk into the focus area for it. You can put all the details, and then when you go here, you will find that your lab here, your my Mahamudra lab is here, and you can switch to that lab anytime. That's the idea. And all the courses, experiments, dairies, hypotheses, people groups will be specific to each lab. Okay. Now you can, you can see, you can copy a lab, like you take personal lab, copy it, and you can transfer the lab to somebody else. Like you can transfer to somebody else, or you can sell the lab to somebody also, right? So you can do all of that. Once you copy it, you can modify it and sell it. You can make multiple copies and sell the lab. It's the same concept, right? So they can use the same work that you have done. They'll benefit from it, right? That's the idea behind it. Now, let's look at hypotheses. So these are like hypotheses which are already given. Like for instance, effects on mantra meditation. So there are some local hypotheses and global hypotheses. Global hypotheses are from everybody. Like your local hypothesis are your own hypothesis that you created. Right? So if you want to start your own experiments on your own hypothesis, you can start like, you can do from global also. Like for instance, let's take something from global. Group chanting elevates HRV, which means heart rate, right? So let's click on HRV, and then you can just put in some number here. Wait, hold on, sorry. You can just put some number here and create experiment. Now, once you did that, so you have started the experiment. When you come to experiments, you will see that you've just, let me check in local. Yeah. So this is the one that you started, a global chanting elevates HRV. You just joined it today, right? And it just started, right? So that will be part of that experiment, like as you can see, right? Now, if you want to favorite this one because you started this, right? You can favorite this one. Now, when you go to favorites, underneath the experiments, you will see that there, so you should see, you should see that there, okay? Or I have to like it here. Sorry, I have to like it here. After like it there underneath that experiment you'll see, so yeah, so there it is. So what I liked, actually the lab itself I liked, the my Mahamud, that's why it was sort of there. Okay, so I mean that's just quick access because there's really so many of these, so you need somebody to quickly access, and that's what is provided. So that is that. Now next is like, of course you got these things, right? Hypothesis experiments. Now if you don't know if you want to create your own hypothesis, you can create a new hypothesis. Let's say, sample, and I just put something here just for the hell of it. Sample. Let's say Bushi September. Today is what, 21st. Okay. So Mahalaya Day. Durga Mata coming down day today. Mahalaya Day. Now let's put all these things, right? Our researcher name is whatever. I'll just put priority is low, status is under review. And once you've done that, you can add videos, media, images. You can add tags. You can add, for instance, samadhi. You can say something, whatever, kundalini. You can add tags. Once you're done, say okay. You come down. I'm sorry, I don't know why there's some UI issues that also, but yeah, you just clicked OK there, right? So once you did that, it would have created a lab locally, right? So that is this one, sample Rishi September 21st Mahalaya. Now, similarly, you can start the experiment. Click on the experiment and boom, and then boom, one, two, three, what number, that's a duration, right? How much time you want to spend. Now, when you come to experiments, you will see that sample thing there ready for you, okay? So that's how you create a hypothesis and start the experiment. You can invite people do this experiment. Like you invite some people, add people or groups, their description here, what is the purpose of the group, what is the role, what expertise they're providing, what is their location, affiliation, what is their experience level, beginner availability, whatever. You can invite people, basically even part tags also here also you can add tags also. So and then you can just say like add, you can also add videos about people, so videos and images about people, I hope, see there's some small issue with scrolling. So that's okay. We can just fix it later. So right now we just did that. Actually, we just added people like you can just add any number of people like that, right? And now you can so when you go to courses, see you have global courses which you can take from the whole world, or you can take which one assigned for you. So in that part of the assigned for you, there are required courses. Required courses will be like Introduction to Sanatana Dharma Basics and Practice Sanatana Dharma, and there will be courses that are in your interest group. So if you're a tantric person and you want to test out certain tantric practices, you can take those courses here. You can study those courses, right? And as part of a split tester, as being a split tester, you have to take some courses which are not in your interest area. Like for instance, if you're a tantric guy, you should learn something about Advaita Vedanta or Patanjali. So that is what the non-interest area is. And you can have global favorites, and you can also favorite your courses. I'm sorry, I'm having some scrolling problems here. I think today. Well, let me see. Let me fix this. So let's do this. So if I want to make favorite Vedic mathematics, and I can go here, and underneath courses here in the sections, you will see my Vedic mathematics as a quick access. Now, then we have global course I've already talked about. Okay. And then we can also create products and services. So you can sell your own products and services for the experimental purposes, for the experimental hypothesis. So whenever somebody starts a hypothesis, you can sell them a starter kit, and you can also sell them a DIY kit, do-it-yourself kit, which is they can take it up from there. Or you can sell certain hypotheses require certain product, like for instance, Kapikachu, which increases testosterone in men and aliveness in men. You can sell that product because it's not available publicly. Or you can sell a certain strain or a variety to try by the people, which is from your local area. You can do that. You can sell those. Or you see, like here I have many things like Drakshmala. You can sell even consultancy session, like a session that you can consult. And don't worry about this price. I mean, anybody can set their own price. It's up to them. Depending upon what they value, their knowledge and product, they will put their own prices. There are local ones. That means these are all yours. There are global ones which are available from everybody. So there's a guided yoga nidra audio. You can buy an audio from somebody. Or Tulsi blend tea you can buy. Like that. Or copper water bottle. Like Sadhguru sells certain copper products. You can sell also. Right. So like that, you can sell a whole bunch of products. Right. And then let's go into dairies. Dairy is very important because this is how we track ourselves, right? So, for instance, like we can say for detachment dairy, we can say we can give it a name like okay, let's say detachment, right? So we can say yeah, sorry, the, oh, this is the dairy name. Yes, dairy name is that, and then you can add an observance. What do you want to observe? So here, yeah, let's do Vairagya. Vairagya means dispassion. So if you want to practice dispassion, you know, you want to practice, Vairagya, right? Detachment, you want to practice dispassion. So the measurement can be a number, which is a failure. It can be a scale, 1 to 10, how much you have reached, or a select, a certain number, yeah, certain options, multi-select, or even an image or audio or text or video, can also put as an observance. How, you don't have to have only one way to record your diary. So like that, you can add one, you can add another one. Let's add one more. Let's add like Asanga. Asanga means lotus flower, living like a lotus flower. Living like a lotus flower, right? Not being affected. This is also you can put maybe this one maybe scaling is better. But I will let's leave them for numbers now. And then see this daily already gives you standard practices which you practice like yoga, meditation, pranayama, japa, mudra, jnana, temple visits, Ayurveda, fasting, and satsang. Now, most people may not be doing all this. Yeah, I these days, don't do certain things. So you can take off some things like Ayurveda, temple going, or whatever. Whatever you're not doing, this practice you can remove it. For example, maybe you're only doing meditation and yoga, so you can leave them there, right? And you can I'm just gonna leave it the rest there. So save the date. So once you save the date, the date name is here. You can click on it. Now you can go and enter your demo. See, it says September 21st. So that's today's log. Okay. So I can put how many times I felt. Like if I got angry at somebody or if I'm not practicing this passion properly in the prescribed way, I put five. Whatever number that I think if I'm not being detached, if I'm not empowering myself every day, And whenever I felt I put that, I count that and I put that number like 9 this time. So how many times I put in yoga? Today I put in maybe 30 minutes. I'll put 30 meditation. I probably put in none. So I'll put zero. So you can leave the rest of them there. You can also do an audio log, but right now I'm not showing that. Right? So you save it, right? Now when you go back, you can go back and check. See when you go back, to the history, you'll see how many you have already entered. Now you can re-enter anytime you want. You just have to press this and you'll come back to it, right? And there's also if you go to history, uh, I'm sorry, I'm seeing something missing. I should save entry. Wait, what was it? Not that one. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Yeah, this one. So you can do a day view or a weekly view or a monthly view. It will show yellow if you have only partially filled. If you filled everything, it will show green. So like that, like for today you have filled it, so it will show for today, right? So that's the idea. So you can any number of diaries there. Okay. And you can write what I already told you, right? And okay. Now let's cover the lab AI. So there's a Ganesh AI which will help you with all the labs. It can start, for instance, here this is a little the UI is not so great, but anyway, it will help you do some things. But let me show you other AIs which are available in the lab. So many AIs are there. There's a Vyasa AI which helps you create hypotheses, experiment steps, and dissertation. And Chitragupta AI will create the diaries that you have just seen, tracking measurements. Valmiki AI will create scientific papers, newsletters, and letters. Ramba AI will create the social media marketing, will sell the product or anything that you're doing within 3 seconds. Nardamuni AI will handle sales and marketing. Vashishta will do the IP part, patents, copyrights, trademarks, etc. Ganesh will be a lab assistant, will be everywhere. Saraswata will be doing course curriculums and procedures, like a HR person essentially, right? And there are some custom AIs also, right? So like let me show you like you can create your own custom AIs. So for instance, apart from those, you can create Ishtadeva AI. So that means you can own custom AI. So right now we don't have an option for like for instance Jyotish. Maybe you want to create Jyotish AI, as a custom AI. So you don't Ishtadeva. You can also create a neem tree AI. You can create a Tulsi tree AI. You can create a pig AI. You can create whatever AI. You can create a rock AI. If you want to believe in a rock as God that gives you wisdom, you can create that also. Jyotish you give some description, and then you can make it public to everybody or invite it to only private party. And then this is the prompt text. I'll explain what it is. Means you're telling AI what to do, right? And then after that, you're training it. You can train with text. You can train with uploading images, videos, recording audio, uploading PDF documents, YouTube links, websites, and anything you can do. Apart from that, you can add MCP servers. MCP servers is other AIs which give you services. You can connect to them and get the services from other AIs. And you can add any number of MCP servers. You can also add any number of REST endpoints and give the descriptions with the docstring here, like just like Python docstring. And it will connect to any service out there in the world and get the task done for you. Like for instance, if you want to buy something from Amazon automatically, you just program the AI to do it and it'll do it for you. Okay, or do a web search or scrap crawling or anything. If that service provides it, it can do it for you. Let's just create one actually. Jyotish AI. So I'm just gonna save it. I don't think there's anything. So if you did the yesterday AI and you go to lab AIs, your yesterday AI will show under custom AIs group, okay? Which is yesterday AIs, so you can get number. So you can get yesterday for Albert Einstein, you can get yesterday for anybody, your guru, anything. It doesn't matter. That's the problem. I mean, so what's the help it gives you, right? So that's that, right? And then we have we have many tools you can cover. Like there is a Shiva's boon agent which will make you go viral and that's all social media automation. We post to 17 social media posting and we do the tagging, sharing, and also the Shiva's boon will make you go viral. I have to explain that to you in session. And then there is we also take a zip or pin code so that we find the local split testers you can organize locally and do. There's so many tools here. It's just impossible to talk to you about. I mean, there's so many. uh, you just have to go check them out. I cannot explain all of them. I'm really sorry. But yeah, that's the whole thing. This is coming to 20 minutes, so I'm going to close it. So favorites is a really cool thing. You can just go there and do it. And next, for whenever you want to log daily or create new habits, work on something, you will always click on this plus sign and see the whole thing done. Okay, so that is in overall in a nutshell. Thank you very much for listening to me.